Show you guys how to attach a zipper to any dress. It could be a ball gown, it could be a normal straight gown, it could be a dress with corset, and whatever dress at all you're attaching zip. There are different ways to attach zip, but this method I'm going to show you is the method that you where you attach zip that it looks perfectly finished, it looks fine, like are ready to are ready made, the ones who call ready made that will buy our foreign clothes, the way they attach zip on those dresses. I'm going to show you. So like this dress now, this is the back of the dress. You can see the zip is not showing, and this is the front of the dress as well. So you're not seeing the sides of the zip. So basically that's what I just want to show you guys, how to attach zip like this, where the front and the back you're not seeing the zip, the excess zip. So when you are doing this method, meaning that there have to be lining on the dress, like this dress, that this is the lining, this is the main fabric. So what you do is this, there's a joining on the neck. This is the dress now. This is the front of the dress. You can see it. So there's a joining, this shoulder, the neck joining, the neck joining the main fabric and the lining now. This is it. The neck joining the main fabric and the lining. So from the back now, where you're attaching zip, wherever you're attaching zip, both for skirts, this principle works too. This is your zip. Ensure when you're buying your zip, you always check that it moves freely. If it doesn't, change the zip. Especially here in Nigeria, where most of our zip are terrible. So you check how many inches you left as sewing allowance for the zip. For me, I left 1 inch. So we'll be folding 1 inch to sew. So these parts where you have the zip stopper, this iron, you can see that there is iron in the two parts of the zip. This stops the zip from going out. So this iron, you make sure it stays directly on this line where the main fabric and your lining meets. So this is your zip now. Place your zip facing you like this. This is the dress, the back of the dress now, and this is the zip, because this is the way the zip will be at the back of the dress. So place it the way to be at the back of the dress. Then pick one side. You can start it here, you can start it here. I like starting with my left hand side. I'm not left handed anyway, but I like working with my left hand side. So you start with one side, then as it's facing like this, you turn that side that is by it now. So this is the left hand side, is this part I'm turning on it. Are you seeing it? I just turn the zip on this part now. Then I zip it down a little, then I'll pin it. But when I'm pinning, I'm making sure this iron is just on the line where the main fabric and the lining meets. So that's what I'll just do. On that 1 inch allowance, so don't start it from the beginning. Don't come inside too much. On the allowance you left as your zipper allowance. So I'll just pin it like this. Are you seeing it? Then I'll pin through to the down on the zipper allowance. So when after pinning you see it. So now you can see now I'm almost at the end of the fabric. I'm still pinning on this side. Then when we get to here where it's ending, this joining, you don't pin it on top, you pin behind the joining. So to be on this side of the allowance. Sorry, this thing was supposed to be here. So you can see it. So pin straight on the sewing allowance and then straight down. So we just, if you look at it now, this is the way to look now on this side after sewing. So I'll just take it to my sewing machine now and sew down. But if you look now, you can see that here I came in by 1 inch, and then by the time I came here, I started, my hand started going in outward. So I have to adjust my hand, make sure it aligns at that 1 inch sewing allowance for my zip. So I've adjusted it. Now I'm taking it to my sewing machine, then I'll start sewing. Just in case you want this type of machine, it's very much available for sale. So I'll use my needle to hold it in place. Then I can remove my pin and I'll just start sewing. Now you can see that I'm sewing close to the teeth. The teeth, so you see the teeth of the zip. I'm sewing very close to it. But to get a perfect sewing, it's better when you close the zip. But if I close the zip now, the this footer will be climbing the head. So I need to come in a little before I close the zip. Okay, now I've gone in a little, you can see this extra. So now I can raise it up, close the zip, then continue. So now it's sitting on the zip that is closed. Are you seeing it? It's sitting on the zip that is closed. Okay, so now it's sitting on the zip that is closed. So I'll just sew. You can see it. This leg of the footer is on this closed zip. So I'll just be taking off my pin as I'm sewing. So this is how we sew gently. You don't have to be too fast until you're perfect. You don't have to be too fast. If I do it very fast now, you know see what I'm doing. But just like this, till I get to the end of my pinning. So when I'm done, you see it. You can see now I've already left the opening. This is the opening. I've sewn beyond the opening. I'm not sewing into the sewing allowance that we've closed down. Then I'll just lock my stitch here, remove it. So you just see it. So I want to show you the lines. You can see the lines now. It's very close to the teeth. Are you seeing it? So by the time we turn it this way, you can see it. Show you see the way it looks from up to down. So this is it. Look at the down now. So you see now that I sew inside a little beyond where my sewing allowance stops. So I sew it inside a little. So I'll do the same thing on this side. So now if you look now, please bring the camera closer. If you look now, you can see now that there's a joining on the half cut. So we want the situation by when we sew the zip, this second side joining will not be up here or down here. It will align with here. So what we normally do is just get a chalk that you can easily, this line now with the zip closed, rule it straight like this down here. Can you see it? From here now, rule it straight down because there's a join here. We want this side joining to align with this side. So you pick this side first, the joining. Now we have joined one side of the zip. You know, we turn it like this to join. Now it's still like this. Now we turn it back like this. Now this is the sewing, the zipper part. Sorry, this is it now. This is the joining. So we carry this joining and place on it like this, on this part first, with that 1 inch sewing allowance. Place this joining on the mark, then you pin. Then after pinning, you open the zip. And then you pin every other part. Oh, I pinned the two together. Sorry. So after pinning, you open the zip, then you pin this part like this throughout to the end. So as you've pinned here now, the next place to pin now is here. You start it here. This iron, don't forget, let it be on the main fabric, not on the lining, on the main fabric. Just place it on that 1 inch sewing allowance on the main fabric. Then you pin here down. Then after pinning there down, you pin this part. Then you pin this part. And then you sew. So let me pin after pinning, you see it now. So I've pinned the last one. So even without sewing, let's zip it, you see it. Even without sewing, so you can see it. You can see now that the line, this and this now on the same line. So you can still check it before you sew just to be sure that you did the right thing. So I'll zip it back down. Then I'll turn it back like this. The other time we are sewing this side, we started from up. When you are sewing the second side, you start from down, depending on your machine, the way it's positioned. But most times, one side you start from up, one side you start from down. I cannot tell you if it's your left hand or it's your right hand, depending on how you place your machine and the hand you use in sewing. So I'll just place it like so. So because we're starting from down, I'll just close my zip. I don't need to open my zip. You know when you're starting from up, because of that teeth, you open your zip. But since I'm starting from down, I don't need to open my zip. I'll just close my zip. So now I'm starting from the down. Ensure that no fabric is bulging under so that you don't sew and lose. Fixing zip is very, very easy. Many people are always scared of fixing zip but it's very easy. So just be taking off your pin as you sew. Just take off your pin, and you are good to go. So you just do this till you get to the end. So we're almost at the end. So we're still zipping. So now I've sewn now to this teeth. I'll put my needle down. I'll raise here up, and I will zip it backward because of the teeth, the zip, the head of the zip. Okay, I just took my needle completely. Because of the head of the zip, you may not be able to sew to the end. So I'll put it back now. So you see it, and I'll sew to the end, and then I'll tie my stitch. When you're tying your stitch, make sure the tie doesn't get to the lining. So I'm done tying the stitch. Then I'll cut it off. Please use your scissors, so don't follow me. So let's take the dress now to the right side. You remove every pin, cut every thread with your scissors, please. Let me show you the example. Cut all threads. You don't want thread lying around in the fabric when you're applying it or when you're wearing it. So take out every thread. So I'll just turn it to the back. All right. So now you can see that we've not touched the lining yet. The lining is still there. We've sewn the zip. So this is our zip. So you can see it to the end. You can see here. You can see this joining here, and then you can see this bottom here. So you see it. So now we'll open the zip back. Look at the lining. The lining for this side and the lining for this side. We just sew it together. This sewing allowance, this part of the zip now that is remaining, this part of the zip now that is remaining, take it out. This is the sewing allowance. This is your main dress. Take it like this. Are you seeing it? You should see the way I bent it. Bend it to this side. Then bring your lining on top. Then pin. Let me do it again. This is my zip. This is my zip. I said you take it not like this. This is the main dress. This is the sewing allowance, the zipper allowance. This is the zip. Let me close it so that you understand what I'm saying. This is the zip closed. You open it up. This is the sewing allowance inside. Now I want to sew our lining with the zip. This extra zip now, move it inside like this. Then bring, so you see the joining between the lining and the zip. Bring it, let this head just be directly on the joining. So bring your lining like this. And then pin. I hope this is clear now. Then you pin the old lining. This joining here, pin it here. And you know, because your lining and your fabric is the same measurement, so make sure this edge here and this edge here, they touch each other when you're pinning. Then you arrange this one here, then just pin. So you pin it like this till you get to the end. You come to this side, you pin. So let me just arrange it. This dress is very big, so that's why it's looking like it's hard to bring the lining. So this is it. So you see it, just pin it. So I've pinned it, so I'll just place it now on my sewing machine. Let me even zip it. So you can choose to zip it, you can choose to leave it open. But let me zip it first so that the machine will have a teeth to climb. So you saw the way I did the pinning process. So just take it to the sewing. Make sure you always check that here is flat so that the fabric will not fold under and then you start losing. Don't want to do it too fine. So this is on my sewing machine like so. sure no fabric is folded inside, just your lining. So now you use your hand to feel the teeth of the zip. You always know that it's stronger. You use your hand to look at the teeth. So use your hand to feel the teeth. So make sure you're still on the teeth. And then just sew. Okay, sorry. I did not tie it, so tie it. So just sew straight down on the teeth. Make sure the machine cutter is on the teeth. So just sew to the end. So we're almost at the end. So I just tie it. You can see. So that's it. So you can see, this is it. So by the time we turn the fabric now to the correct side, well, turning, the dress just keeps squeezing. So I have to give it a good press after sewing because that's squeezed. So you can see it now. See the lining. Are you seeing it? So this is it. So this side, are you seeing the lining that's sewn inside? This is it. So we'll do the same thing for this side. So this is just basically how to add your zip. Now the zip now is inside the fabric and the lining. So we'll just do the same thing for this side. And that is basically how to add this zip. Like after sewing, so you can see it. So I just take it to my pressing iron and give it a good press. I've actually pressed it before. Just keeps folding. So this is it anyway. Then this is the other side of the dress, front of the dress. So this is how to fix a zipper on a dress. Thanks for watching.